Hey guys, I want to start a series on all the productivity tips I have to allow myself to do all of the different projects along with being a student just a few years back while working on all these different things. Because I know a lot of you who watch this channel are also doing multiple things at the same time. So here are the productivity tips that I use personally that have helped me a lot during my lifetime. So first thing is called inbox zero. Communication is so important as you do different projects, whether it's internal team communication, communicating with your clients. I like to make sure that I go through this activity every day, especially during the weekdays, even the weekends if I can, to catch up on, is called inbox zero. What I would do at the end of the day is to make sure that every message has, whether it's email or through WeChat or WhatsApp or iMessage, any communication platform that you have, or Slack, is to really clear through all of those communication channels once a day, at the end of the day or in the beginning of the day, or twice a day if you can, for 30 minutes to an hour without any break, and just really get through that. And then don't check during the middle of the day unless it's urgent phone calls or messages that you have to do. And we'll talk about how you can translate email and communication into tasks in the next video. But let's just talk about inbox zero for a moment now. So what inbox zero means is that you go through all of the communication channels. You either archive or you boomerang or snooze. There's a feature in Gmail called snooze, or you can use the Boomerang app to allow a message to come back so you can follow up if the person didn't respond. So I personally will go through all my inbox, archive the message that you no longer need. I never delete any messages because you can always increase storage and you want to keep a record to find something in the past. So what you do is you archive messages that you've already taken care of. It's no longer something relevant, and you respond to messages that need to be responded to. I always like to make sure that I have the last email, even if it's a thank you or NNTR, no need to reply thank you, to someone, so that you can archive the message and you no longer need to follow up on that thread. Now, if it's a message that you need to get back to or you're waiting for a response to follow up on, what I would do is I would utilize the Boomerang tool. You can check that out. It's free to utilize, or you can pay for a premium subscription if you want to utilize their thing. I'm not sponsored by them. I use Boomerang so that after I reply to an email thread, let's say I'm waiting for someone, a client or someone, to hear back. If I don't hear back from them, I can follow up. I can set up a setting where if they don't reply within 24 hours, 2 days, 4 days, or whatever days it is, that I can get a reminder back into my inbox to reply to them. So I utilize Boomerang for that. You also use a star system to, let's say there's a task that needs to be done today, then you can mark it as unread and you mark a red star next to it and make sure that you're responding to that by the end of the day. And once you take care of that task, then you can reply to that email. So these are the few things I go through at the end of the day every day, or I try to, so that everyone that's talking to me gets a response from me at the end of the day. Even if it's something that I'm working on or I have to give them an update, that I'm always reachable and be able to communicate and then organize all my communication channels and then translate them into tasks and allow me to go through all the messages. So by the end of the day, your inbox should never have more than 100 or 200 messages. They're either archived or they're boomeranged, which means they're archived. It will return to your inbox if the person doesn't respond to you. I see a lot of people, professionals, that have emails with thousands and thousands of emails in their Gmail or whatever you use. You have so many emails that go into your inbox, and it really clutters your mind because you don't know who to respond to, and someone just like, hey, I emailed you and never heard back. In order to avoid that, you want to make sure you use this inbox zero process, and this works for Gmail, this works for WeChat, this works for any platform you use, is really to scan through all of it, archive the messages to things that you've already completed, and archive all messages that you no longer need, and boomerang the messages that need to come back, so your inbox is always close to zero, or your goal is to close to zero once a day, and then make that 5 days a week or 6 days a week. Maybe you'll catch up on email on the weekends as well. So that's a quick tip from me that I utilize for the past 10 years to able to stay on track of all my communication, to not lose communication channels, and stay on top of all the projects that I'm involved in. Let me know what your favorite email tips or communication tips is. I would love to learn. Drop a comment below. I respond to all the comments, so please share your insight. I would love to learn from you as well. I'm sure the people will love to learn. See you next time.